on the track I have laid so far has pretty much been the Pico Flexi track. I think it's code 100. Matched to a lot of these, I think they're called SL88 and 89 Insulfrog Express points. Gone for express points just so that the larger locos tend to go over them a bit better. Also, I've heard. I do have a couple of smaller points hiding, but they're not actually fitted to the layout yet as such. A couple of smaller points will be on this higher level here, where I'm only going to have very small, almost shunting locos running with maybe some coal trucks for the filling station, which is over there. I'm sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy. I seem to be just spinning round and round here. I'd like to try and show you a bit more of the construction under here. As you can see, the space I crawl through to get here is under that. And then I've got a hole here in the centre which I stand, where the controller is. That's not fixed down or anything, and all of this is subject to change in coming months and even years. I'll give you a little tour of underneath. I did put myself a strip light, so hopefully I don't blind you by going there. The strip light is under there, and this is where I keep all my boxes, and lots of boxes and all our old packaging that I do keep, just in case I forget where things come from or how much they were. Not that you really need reminding of a lot like that. I've kept myself a load of cardboard over there. That's from a recent IKEA purchase, and loads and loads and loads of flat cardboard, so I'm going to use a lot of that to help me with my scenery. I've just gone out today and bought myself some scenery items. I've got some acrylic paints and the compulsory, I don't know if that will focus or not, burnt umber, black and white, which is probably the three main colours that most people start with. Then gone for some woodland scenics, clump foliage, some of the stuff you tease apart, some of the gauge master scatter, only really because I couldn't find any woodland scenics. I'm going to experiment with newspaper and the plaster bandage, which I have recently got as well. So I thought I'd start with some of that when I do my hills. And some more foliage there that this was actually a present from a while back. Got a few trees to get me going. I will probably be dipping those in some glue and then covering it with some scatter or foliage just to make them look a little bit better than the uniform trees that they are. And let's face it, they're not that great. Got nowhere to put them yet. I do have a spare controller, but the idea is that we'll be getting another Model D controller when funds allow. And the plan of the model railway is to basically have two continuous runs with the inner track here being a passenger line, hence the station, and the outer of the two lines being a freight line, which, if you follow back from here, we'll go into a shunting yard over here, refueling depot for steam locos, and some storage. The engine sheds will probably be here, and a good couple of sidings and goods area to hopefully play shunting. the track meets up again there. Let's go into the shunting yard from that direction. And this is all to be laid. The only track that is secure in is the two loops at the moment, this one and this one, and it does cross over here, as I might have previously mentioned. Having a little bit of trouble with the HST swapping from tracks to tracks at the moment. But got to work out what's going on there. I've recently bought myself some wire, some switches. It's all going to be analog, by the way. I don't have DCC yet, and I'm certainly not DCC ready myself. None of my locos, although they're ready, don't have any decoders or anything, and I don't even fully understand it. I barely understand the analog, so I'm going to get to grips with that first, and then one day hopefully upgrade. I was very pleased with my viaduct. It did take, I think it was 5 continuous nights of many hours into the early hours, should we say, of building. You guys probably do these things a lot quicker, but I did find it quite difficult to get everything lined up. However, one thing I'm a little disappointed with is due to the size of the room, which is 12.5 by 9. Got the curves coming round, and that was this leaves the viaduct here, and same again the other end. I've had to get the tracks to slightly part before they leave the viaduct, which caused issues on catching on this wall here and this wall here. That's the only way I could squeeze the track into where it needed to go. So hopefully over the next few months and years I would be meeting a few people on here, get some advice from you guys and keep you all updated with how I'm getting on. I'm hoping to get a bit more of the track laid over here this weekend, and then hopefully start some scenery as well, which I'm rather desperate to do, because it's all looking a bit bland and basically baseboardy. So hopefully you guys will get to see this. Throw a few comments my way, good and bad, and any ideas on the layout or the filming of doing this, which I've never done before, so apologies if it is making you dizzy, because I can imagine I've just been spinning around the whole time. Please just let me know. I haven't decided on a name yet. We have a basic track plan there. I live in a place called, it's East Runton. So it's going to be something like Runton Park or Runton Junction. I quite like the idea of Runton Junction, but I don't really know that any of this really classes as a full-on junction. So I might stick with Runton Park, but let me know what you think. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and leave this up to you guys, and I will speak to you next time.